Hey! So, I'm gonna try to do a story time. Hopefully it doesn't bore you out of your mind, so let's just get started. As you can tell from the title, this is gonna be about the time I got pulled over by a fake police officer. Alright, so let's just get right into it. One day I'm driving on my way to work, you know, just chugging along, and I took a back road to get to work, and I've never gone this way to get there. Alright, so let's just get right into it. One day I'm driving on my way to work, you know, just chugging along. I took a back road to get to work, and I've never gone this way to get there. And I work in like a shopping complex, so there's different places to turn in. This place I had never turned in before. So I'm going like 45 miles per hour, which is the speed limit. I'm driving, and then I realize, oh my gosh, I'm about to miss my turn. So I slow down, but I was only able to slow down like 5 miles. So really, long story short, I made a sharp turn going, okay, if my dog doesn't hush. Long story short, I made a sharp turn. Long story short, I made a sharp turn going 40 miles per hour. Let me just clarify, that is not okay. That is super dangerous. I should not have done that, and I'm aware of that, okay? So I make the sharp turn into the shopping center, and I turned into probably the most shadiest part of the shopping center. It was just like this alleyway, and right there was a gym. Once I made the turn, I kind of I slowed down to like adjust myself, and I stopped driving for like 2 seconds. And as I'm about to start driving, I hear this awful, awful noise coming from the gym, and I look over, and it is this man, and he's saying, hey, roll that window down, roll your window down. And I'm just looking at him like, I'm thinking, there is this man like trying to harass me, like this stranger, y'all. Like, he was dressed in normal clothes, he had an unmarked like normal car, and I'm just like, okay. When I'm in uncomfortable situations, I instantly just like do whatever someone's telling me to do. You know, it was one of those situations where you're like, man, there is so much more I could have said or done. Like an idiot, I roll my window down. Don't do that, guys. Don't roll your window down for strangers. So I roll my window down, he comes up to my car, and he walks up with like the strut, you know, like with pride. He walks up and he goes, what was that all about back there? And my scared self gains up the courage to respond with, I missed my turn. To which he says, well, how about next time, instead of being a dumbass, you turn around and you bring your ass back around instead of trying to make your turn. Let me cover this pimple up real quick, y'all. Didn't help, but whatever. And when he says this, I'm instantly flustered, as anyone would be. And I say, I know how to drive, sir. I begin to roll my windows back up, to which he holds my window, like sticks his hand through my window to where I can't roll it up, which was very scary and very inappropriate, and says, you better stay right there and not move or I'll write you a ticket. I'm with the law. And in the heat of the moment, I respond with, go get your badge. Y'all, I was scared. I did not believe him at the moment that he says he's with the law. But I thought it was a weird way of putting it, instead of just saying, you know, I'm a police officer. He wasn't dressed like one. He was going to the gym, so he wasn't on duty. I was very freaked out. Once I told him to get his badge, he goes, you wait right there, and he walks to his car. I wait, and I'm just like looking at him. Opens up the door to his big jacked up truck, and he pulls out a shirt. It was not a police uniform. It was a khaki colored shirt. Starts to like snatch it on and like button his buttons real angry. Pulls out a belt. You know, like when your parents pulled out the belt in the closet like they're about to spank you? That's how he pulled this belt out of his car. Like, he snatched that belt out of his car. I looked at it and it was just like a belt, and then it had these itty bitty like thing on it, and it was pepper spray. Belts up, and he comes back to my car all slow. like I don't have somewhere to be. Like, sir, I made a fast turn. Clearly I'm trying to get somewhere. So he comes over to my car and I'm in the middle of a parking lot, keep in mind. So he tells me to pull over beside his truck, which is bringing me closer to, first of all, his car to where he could snatch me and put me in it. Second of all, darker area and a more secluded area where no one can see me. Being the dumb person I am, I do what he tells me to do. I pull over to his car. He says, got your license and registration on you? Kind of like condescending, like he thinks I don't, like I can't drive. So I get my license out of my wallet, he takes it and he goes to run my license. And I watch him walk over to his truck and he sits in the truck with like one leg out of the like door. And I see him and he's jotting something down on a notebook. Usually when police officers run your like information, it's on a computer, and I was like, I know this man is not writing my information down. Like, excuse me. Because I still had not seen a badge. Like, I was scared. He comes back to my car after a few minutes and he's still holding my license. He didn't give it back, and he goes, "This your mama and daddy's car?" It's like he knew that that is a big insult to me because I worked my butt off for my car. Well, quickly I respond with, "No sir, it's mine." And he kind of looks at me like he didn't believe me. And so he tells me, "I need you to call your daddy." I said, "Excuse me? I'm gonna need you to call your daddy." I said, "To pick me up, or what's going on?" "No, young lady, I need to talk to your daddy." I said, "Excuse me, sir, but can I please see your badge?" And he points to his shirt, which says his name and Wildlife Parks Department. I just kind of look at him and he goes, "I'm Officer Butler, I'm with the National Wildlife Park Department." Excuse me? Oh, so you work with animals. You fight nature, you know. Did you mistake me for like an armadillo? Like maybe a crocodile on the street? Because I know you're not pulling me over. I call my dad because I'm doing what he tells me to do, so he'll let me leave. Get my phone, I call my dad. I'm just waiting for him to answer. Just waiting for this lovely conversation I'm about to have with my dad. I'm like, "Hey dad, so I got pulled over and the officer's right here and he needs to speak with you." And my dad is confused, but he's like, "Okay, put him on the phone." Like he was worried, you know. So I put him on the phone and like Officer Butler is standing there with my license, kind of like doing this little flick in it. He was like holding it the whole time, which really bothered me because like that's my license, give it back. Like you've already ran it, you don't need it anymore. It was kind of like he was holding it like, I'm not giving this back. This man has my license, he has my phone, he's on the phone with my dad, and I'm just sitting in my car like waiting, you know. I'm like on the phone with my dad, telling him what I did. You know, I made a sharp turn into a parking lot, blah blah blah, and then he hands the phone back to me and I'm like, "Hey dad." He's like, "You need to get out of there right now." Y'all, I've never been more scared. You know when you hear that from your dad, like something is wrong. I'm like, okay. Keep in mind, the officer's right there listening to me, so I couldn't say like, what's going on. My dad's on the other line. He's saying, "So many illegal things are happening right now. I'll explain to you when you get home. Just respect him, do what he asks you to do, and just, you know, leave as soon as you can." 10 times more scared than I was. I have this wildlife ranger pulling me over and I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like, dude, come on now. I get off the phone, he does this number. "Well, I'm gonna let you go with a warning this time, but you need to stop that reckless driving, alright? Because I can give you a ticket for reckless driving." "How old are you?" "I'm 17. So I could write you a ticket. You know what would happen? Your license would get taken away. Your license would get suspended. That's what would happen." And I'm just like, "Yes sir, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again." Because in my mind I'm just like, this is a park ranger, like playing police officer. No disrespect to park rangers or whatever he was. So anyways, to make a long story short, Officer Butler lets me go with a warning, and I drive to work and he goes to the gym, which is what he should have been doing initially. That was the end of my being pulled over. I get home and I talk to my dad, who used to be a police officer, so he's actually quite like, he's pulled people over before, he's like educated, and he tells me all the things that went wrong. And one, I was legally not supposed to be pulled over in a parking lot. Where I live, that's illegal. Two, he was in an unmarked car and was unmarked, so I did not have to stop for him. Shouldn't have. If this ever happens to you, don't stop. Like, if they're unmarked, you do not have to stop. And three, everything that happened was not recorded, which usually when you get pulled over, there's a dash cam on the police car to where you're recorded, to where if you're mistreated or, you know, called a dumbass, it's on recording, which it wasn't. So all of that went wrong, and my dad asked if I got his tag number, which of course I didn't, but I got his first and last name, which was on his khaki shirt. We called and made a formal complaint about him, and I really don't know where Officer Butler is now. I don't even know if he goes by Officer Butler or like Ranger Butler, but yeah, he felt the need to pull me over, which I just want to clarify again, I shouldn't have made that turn, but I also shouldn't have been pulled over by a man that works with armadillos and crocodiles and ducks and animals. No! Yeah, that's the story of me getting pulled over by a fake police officer. It was quite interesting, quite scary, and now that I think about it, quite humorous. So that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye! Oh, one last thing. We're getting super close to 250 subscribers, which, if you don't know, I posted a giveaway video in my last video. Thank you so much for all the support and the nice comments. It's making me really happy. So I'm really excited to reach 250 so I can give some awesome stuff away. But the giveaway is still open, so go check out my last video if you want to win some stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go for real now. Bye!